Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I'm glad you're here. Today is going to be kind of a unique scientific slash subjective overview, opinion, thoughts. No, there's not going to be a winner and a loser. It's just going to be a discussion, right? And these are two knives that I absolutely love. I bought them both with my money. I think they are absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm getting a little corrosion back there. I need to do a little smuts cleaning on it. But what I wanted to do before I get too started is I wanted to thank all the channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank all of you guys and gals that come around to check out my knife, my EDC content. I really, really do appreciate it. And what I wanted to do today is I wanted to take a look at two of my favorite slip joints. And these slip joints, this is my fault, but I've got a little greasy, boogery stuff growing up there. But these are two knives that I bought within, I'd say, 3 months of each other, because I went through this little slip joint rabbit hole. And the Jack Wolf, the Feelgood Jack, this one here, I actually have two. I actually bought one before this, but I was very hesitant to get it because of the price point. Now, I've known Bill Belkin since before he produced or had his first Jack Wolf knife produced. So I knew, in a nutshell, what he was doing or hoping to do, which I think he did very successfully with the Jack Wolf line. And that was to create very unique heirloom quality knives like he loved growing up, with modern materials done in ways that today's knife carrier, I'm thinking the person who uses it would appreciate it for what it was for. The form's there, the function's there, the feel's there, the materials are very modern and high quality. So these might not be the two best examples of what I wanted to compare, because this is Austin over at Traditional Pocket Knives, his collaboration with QSP to come up with a exclusive model for his shop, Traditional Pocket Knives, C. Reisner Cutlery. And the one that I bought is this purple fiber carbon. So if you're looking at the carbon fiber to carbon fiber, this is the bubble gum, and on this side I'd say they look pretty even. This side you do see a little bit more pink there, but when I look at the carbon fiber, the way it's made up, I look at them as being very similar in quality. Now, does that mean they're the same, that they're the same manufacturer? I don't know that, but they look to be about the same thickness. They both feel very good. You've got titanium bolsters for both of them. You do have a few differences here, where this blade is a deep hollow grind. You don't see the hand satin on the blade. It's M390. This, you do see that satin on the blade, and you see that either hand rubbed or machine ground satin. And this one's S90V. So you also have, on the crown of the knife, you've got more detail. So you've got the straight spine, you've got the swedge that comes down to that little point, which both of these knives have exceptionally good points. The Hedgehog, when I say point tip, has one of the best tips in the game, and the Feelgood is just a slicer. They both have really nicely done sharpening choils. Now, if we were comparing sharpening choils, the Jack Wolf is done much better. The plunge line is brought back further towards this here, where the Hedgehog's does lay out a little bit further, but still, I think it'll be fine for several sharpenings. If you look at the hollow grind, The depth is going to be, in my opinion, much deeper, and we'll get the calipers out in a second, on the Hedgehog, because you've got a taller hollow grind, although this is very, very slicey. They both go together and come apart with, and I'm not taking them apart now, although I wonder how hard it would be to take it apart to clean those blades if I wanted to. If I wanted to really get in there and make sure I wasn't getting any rust. I'm betting that's a T8, or is it a T10? Alright, so that's a T10. T10 and T8s. Alright, so what I'm curious about, and some of you slip joint guys can leave me a comment. I'll reach out to Ben, but I'd love to be able to take this apart just to get in here and clean the tang of this knife up where there might be getting a little bit of rust, but that's my fault. I would definitely try that out. And then I'm sure we have got T8s and T6s on the QSP. So I definitely prefer the Jack Wolf using the heavier hardware. The QSP is a different knife altogether, and I was looking at some fit and finish things, because that's one of the things. Instead of having my scorecard that I normally did, I thought we'd just talk. We'd just have a conversation, because I love both of these knives. I paid $299.99 for this knife, bought it from Traditional Pocket Knives, and I think I paid maybe more than $145, but right around $145, $150 for this knife, right around the same time. And I was getting into slip joints and starting to like a little bit of the nicer ones. So the Feelgood Jack is a very nice cutter. You've got this narrow, hollow ground S90V blade that is very slicey. The Executive Hedgehog has a deeper hollow grind, in my opinion. It is also extremely slicey. I don't think I could say one of these knives, except that the tip of the Hedgehog is much thinner and much more acute than the tip of this little guy right here. So where does that bring us? That brings us to where we start formulating ideas and opinions, right? So I have two Jack Wolfs. I've got a low drag Jack that I love. It's not for sale. It's one of my favorites. And I've got the Feelgood Jack that I love. It's one of my favorites too. When I look at the fit and finish, minor things, guys, that most people wouldn't notice, but I need to take these apart and get them cleaned up. But if you notice, to me, the fit and finish is very, very consistent. I'm not seeing gapping between any of the essential parts. I'm assuming that this blade treatment process is much more intensive than this, just for the different material, the different finishes that you see on the blade. I would say the fit and the finish, when you look at the gap here on the QSP exclusive and you don't see any gap on the Jack Wolf, I have to feel like that's a little bit better on that fit and finish. Assembly, quality control. My understanding is that Jack Wolfs are made from individual parts bins, that each knife has its own parts cut. I don't know if that's true. I've heard that from a reliable source. What I can tell you is I think they're both great knives. The question really comes in, and the arguments that I hear, or maybe not arguments the wrong word, but the misunderstanding, I think, in the community is that Jack Wolfs are just blatantly overpriced. I don't think that's the case at all. I think what you're dealing with is you're dealing with a company that has a philosophy that is, I think, looking to offer limited runs of unique knives that are made as fine as you could imagine, that are using the best materials, that are just done very, very well, right? And it's a $300 knife, right? It comes with some extra packaging. I love it. It comes with a slip. That's another added little value benefit that you get there. And I know those are small things, guys. But my point is, these two knives do exactly the same thing for me, and I enjoy carrying them both the exact same. I do like the thinness of my Jack Wolf Feelgood. I'm not saying that this at what, a little over $100, $130 less is the way to go, because I like nicer knives too. And a lot of people say, well, John, what makes that nicer? They use pretty much the same materials. They use similar materials. But to look at them side by side, you see little things, little gappings, tolerances, moving parts, things that have been maybe engineered differently, maybe with a little bit more, I don't know, guys. I can stand behind the Jack Wolfs. I think they're great knives. Have I gone out and bought 30 of them? No, I can't afford that. Did I love the little fixed blade, the little Midnight Fix EDC? Yes, I thought it was a great knife. Did I feel that it was overpriced at $250? I had controversy around this, but no, I did not, because I own several knives that might have also been overpriced, but they were OEM by Best Tech. There's some from some of my favorite makers. They were fixed blades, and I had them that were within $30 of the Midnight Fix EDC, and they were higher priced. The Griffin Scout 2.5 being one of them, and then my little Superlative Hella OEM by Riyadh. But these are two different knives, guys. You do not lose anything in quality if you buy a $145 QSP exclusive from Austin. You have M390, you've got fantastic walk and talk, you've got super sharp blade. If you go to Austin and you buy a Jack Wolf, you're going to love it. You know what you're getting yourself into because the price points are different. I'm here to tell you that you could definitely get by with the QSP and not need to spend the extra $130. 100% could, and you're going to have a great cutting tool. If you're like me and you like to buy different stuff, I cut my finger with the QSP, but you might really, like I did, enjoy the Feelgood better. You might do both, depending on where you are in your knife game, right? I just wanted to bring this kind of out because I think, A, they're great knives. I know Austin has a lot of these still available. And guys, I can't say enough nice things about the Hedgehog as a whole, but these limited edition exclusives are fantastic. I love the Jack Wolfs. Just wanted to share my thoughts, guys. Appreciate them both. Appreciate you guys. Hope you found this informative. Somehow, you know, it's my thoughts, right? Were there any conclusions made there? Both great knives. If one of them fits your budget better, great. If neither one of them do, there are other great knives out there. Guys, I love each and every one of you. All I ask is please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.